Everybody, I'm here, day 2 Denver Comic Con. I'm here with Dan Connor and Patricia. You have to say your last name because I have sat here and tried to pronounce it and I can't do it.
It's okay. No one can pronounce it right. It's Krmpotich. Just you got to throw in a few extra vowels every time. But I promise that's how it's said. It doesn't look like it, but that's how it's said. Krmpotich.
Well, how's the con been for you guys so far?
Oh, it has just been a blast. I feel like this is just the best Denver Comic Con I've been to yet. Like everyone is just kind of really relaxed, just trying to have fun. Everyone is just extremely friendly, and just the setup is really nice this year. How they just expanded the entire floor.
There seems to be more airflow actually that's going on this year over years past. The little switch up that they did this year, moving different things around, has really kind of changed things up, and it made it the flow a little bit better.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, they've got the Celebrity Summit and the food court area are in different places, and it definitely gives so much more space here that it works really well. So yeah, I'm having a good time. Everybody coming around is being great, having fun with everybody, browsing and good conversation. So yeah, it's been great.
So what's new with My Gal the Zombie and the world of Dan Connor and your new writer friend Patricia here?
Yeah, so this is actually the only exclusive comic for Denver Comic Con this year. I mean, there was an approval process and this one was approved, so I'm really excited. So she wrote that, I drew half of it, and then half was drawn by Aaron Anchetta, who drew, he was one of the art assistants in Scott Pilgrim's Finest Hour. It's volume 6 of that series. So that one's really fun. It has a story with one of my favorite groups, the Huntingtons. And Patricia wrote it, so she can tell you about it. And honestly, she did a very good job, a great job.
Well, tell us all about it, Patricia.
I've always wanted to get into writing comics, and Dan just sort of gave me an outlet for it, letting him play in the My Gal the Zombie universe, and just he gave me so much support and guidance while I was writing these. And he's like, I really want like a little superhero story for Denver Comic Con, and like you can do another little 8-page story if you want. So he gave me the character of Black Diamond. I made her very sassy. She loves laundromats because it has a particular kind of soap. We got our Astro's Diner now. Yeah. So that's building the universe a little bit. The Huntington story was really kind of the story I wanted to tell because I am super into My Chemical Romance. And it's just every time I go to that concert, you have that feeling, that freeing feeling where it's everything and nothing all at once. And you want it to last forever, but you want it to end. So you can just have this bright, beautiful memory and be able to sit down after standing for, 7-8 hours to get into the show. So the Huntingtons were just super sweet and super nice, really supportive of the comics.
So you said you've always wanted to write a comic book. I mean, why did you wait till now to do it?
I guess I was just a little intimidated. I graduated from Regis University with a Bachelor's of Arts in English. I wrote a 123-page scholarly paper on Prince Charming. And so it's like my brain was just wired to be analytical all the time. And it's like I wanted to write comics, but I didn't know how to do the format per se, because when you do analytical writing, it's all about the format. Like, it's very structured. And in this, it just felt sort of freeing. Like, it was still structured. Like, you have to design the panels. You have to make sure the artist knows what you want them to depict. But at the same time, you're like, I can do anything. Like, this is amazing. My mind is free. So
it's cool. And actually, she did really well. The script was so well written, and we did a separate. Do you want to grab it? We did a separate script book just because I wanted to show that as the formatting and all the detail behind it. And I've worked with a number of other artists and a number of other writers, and so it was great. So she didn't. While there might have been some maybe concern about the formatting and how do you do it with comics, you just got to do it. I mean, there's no right way, but there's some ways that are so much easier to collaborate with. So yeah, it was good stuff.
And, I mean, Dan, do you like collaborating with other artists and writers, or is it something that you like to kind of hold to yourself?
No, I want to collaborate as much as possible. The hang up there is when you're really passionate about something, You have to find someone that's equally passionate, or at least for that project is really going to put as much into it. And Patricia does that 110% or more.
Thank you.
Yeah, so she's a great collaborator. There's so many people. Like, I've talked with people this weekend. It's like, hey, I'll pursue pretty much any opportunity. But so many times you talk to someone and then they don't email you back, or then they aren't able to do it. And I think it's like you got to strike when the iron's hot. I think that's the saying. Like, if you have an idea, do it. Don't hold on to it, because next year you're going to have another idea. So just use what you got now.
Yeah.
That way you can get stuff done and go from there and improve on it. See what you did and you can do better. A lot of times it's like, don't worry about that. Just dive in. So I've written for Ben Dunn and a number of people. I did a couple things for him. I've drawn for some other people also. I wrote for Ricky Takaoka and drew for Leonore Take Its Hill.
Cleopatra in Space.
Yeah, that's right. So, and I do the flat art coloring for Cleopatra in Space for Scholastic, actually, with Mike Myhack. So that's his book. I get to play on that one. I love collaborations as much as possible.
Definitely recommend Cleopatra in Space. It is
really
adorable.
Good.
So
Really
cute,
is.
I could die. Seriously.
We could both not be alive. It's really good.
So, Patricia, is this your first time as a someone from this side of the table coming as a creator?
As a creator, yes. So these two stories are the very first comics that I wrote. Dan and I have been mulling over some other ideas for...
Yeah, there's more coming.
There's more coming, definitely. I've done a little writing for the My Gal the Zombie show, just like I did Monster cereal reviews. I've done some interviews, which are really fun. I finally get to work creatively, which is amazing. But it's definitely my first time as a creator. Not my first time behind a table, though, because I saw a lot of artwork for artists who can't make it to shows because they're at other shows. And honestly, there's nothing I love more than just gushing about artwork, because it's just, these people are so talented and so creative. Like, I just love Dan's work so much. Like, just the Archie with the Bewitched Sabrina style, and it's just so heartwarming and cute.
Yeah,
and
those are the influences right there. A lot of Bewitched, actually. A ton of Bewitched influence.
Well, I mean, it does stand out. Your style does. I mean, I tell people all the time that it's a definitely Archie inspired.
Yeah.
That's what I see with my non-professional artist eye.
That's the goal. Dan DeCarlo specifically, I mean, I could... If you're an Archie fan and there's a ton of people like that, you can talk specific Archie artists and be like, normally you want to be able to look at a page and know which Archie artist drew it. Now, to the casual eye, it all looks very similar. But there's a few things that everybody has going on. And so Dan DeCarlo is revered most by a lot of folks as really one of the best Betty and Veronica artists. I really love his work on Josie. I love Josie and the Pussycats, but the pre-band, just the regular Josie series, I think is the best example of the comics medium. So I love getting those issues from the 60s when I can. So a lot of influence from that, but especially now, you can see it a little bit more on this piece here. I'm trying to go back to some of my more manga roots that I was drawing with earlier. And then because basically I just wanted to say I want to draw like DeCarlo as much as possible. And I did that for a while, and I was really happy with those results. So now I'm trying to free it up a little bit more again and have something that evokes Archie and evokes DeCarlo like completely, because I love it, but has so many, more, in some ways just a little bit more freeform, more manga again, and more unique, more that's just my own. But no, I love it.
And that's actually the reason why Dan draws the noses kind of going up instead of down, was because of DeCarlo.
That's right.
Josie and the Pussycats. So.
What are some of your inspirations, Patricia?
I'm very inspired by, I grew up watching really old Batman and Robin show, like the old Justice League show, just growing up in all these superhero shows and all of these horror movies. Like, my dad had me watch Tales from the Dark Side when I was 3 years old.
I don't even think I've seen all of that movie.
Yeah. So I these things are kind of the pillars of who I am. Is like superheroes and horror especially. I can't get enough of it. I kind of like say, oh yeah, slasher films are kind of like my happy place, because I get to see Freddy and Jason and they murder like teenagers, and that for some reason makes me really happy.
So happy.
So happy. But just influenced a lot by those two genres especially, and then just by music in general. Dan and I share really huge passion in music.
A lot of the same groups too.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it was neat for how you very much took like your love for My Chemical Romance, who's a great band.
The best band ever.
And then we were able to work with the Huntingtons and kind of channel that into another group that also I've been like, they're one of my favorite groups. I've said before, the Huntingtons are like the soundtrack to like me. Like if I had any band that just evoked stuff, like my thoughts and growing up and all that, like it's the Huntingtons. I've been listening to them for almost 20 years. So it was really cool to take kind of that background from both of us and put it in. And they're from Maryland. They're playing shows. Not a ton, like they're not doing tours, but they're great. Check them out for sure.
Yeah, and it's just really amazing how you can translate this really strong love of music between like two completely different bands. And it's just like while I was writing it, like I would listen periodically to My Chem, and then I would switch to the Huntingtons, and I'd want to dance because the Huntingtons are just so full of passion and life. Like they have kind of a Ramones sound to them, and they're just so much fun, but heartfelt at the same time, and it's kind of like it is with My Chem.
Yeah, and I was actually doing the same thing. We didn't really talk about it, but because then as she was talking a lot about the inspiration from My Chemical Romance, so I was getting those records from the library and listening to pretty much all of those. So I was kind of doing the same, but I didn't know that. I guess I should have figured it out. But yeah, the Huntingtons they've played with a few of the different Ramones members. They backed up Joey Ramone at a couple shows before his passing. May he rest in peace. So yeah, good stuff.
And if you get a chance, watch them play live on YouTube because it is so much fun. They're so energetic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we've got a soundtrack. I just put it down. I mean, we love music. There's a lot of punk rock, and we work with Stay Sick Pictures, which is from Hairball 8 Records. That's put out a ton of great groups. The Coffin Cats is one of the biggest ones, and on compilations they put out tons of groups as well. Even like Blink-182, they put out an early Blink track. So yeah, we've got that. There's music in every episode of the show. So there's a huge music backing and just a love of, but like for me, punk rock and related, it's just what I'm about. So there's a lot of that in there.
Yeah.
What shows do you guys have coming up?
Well, we need to start on. We just got the Kickstarter completed. It was successful, so thanks everybody. We need to get on our second season. So we're going to be doing one for
on Red Riding Hood and the Monsters. It's a Spanish movie by the same K. Gordon Murray, our good friend who brought the Santa Claus. You have an I Love Lucy phone case. It's amazing. Your mom has that. I love it. She doesn't hear me now. You're going to have to splice in a photo of that. I love I Love Lucy. Same producer as Bewitched, one of the people. Can't say the name, forgive me. But that being said, so we got another movie. It's so good because they didn't really care about copyrights. So there's the Wicked Witch or whatever, Evil Queen from Snow White. It's like in that movie, like the same costume. And then I want to do this season Carnival of Souls. I want to do a Wizard of Oz special with using old public domain because we only use public domain stuff. There's a couple other and El Santo versus the Vampire Women. Another, again, K. Gordon Murray brought it from Mexico. Those movies are so good. They're so crazy. That's awesome. So yeah, those are coming up.
Well, where can people find you guys on the social medias?
MyGalTheZombie.com is the main website, and then Justine is on Instagram. MyGalTheZombie, that's our actress. MyGalTheZombie effects. Go ahead for yours.
You can find me at Twitter at VXZoomXCat. Same with Instagram.
Right. And I'm Crazy Good Connor on, on Twitter and on Instagram. And then it's MyGalTheZombie on Facebook. So Facebook.com/MyGalTheZombie. And then Twitter.com/MyGalTheZombie is Justine's personal page. So some of them we have personal, and then some we have like the group ones. I really push the Facebook myself, and that's mostly for the property. Justine's makeup page is actually, she had like, it was either like thousands and thousands of views of her last like video on there, but she does a lot of, she has like 8,000 followers. I think it was 14,000 views of her last little video on Instagram video. I mean, they're shorter, so little being short. She does a lot of different makeups on there too.
And you have one flyer on the table I have not mentioned yet. You have a couple events or
panels
coming up here at Denver Comic Con, and they are today and tomorrow, or are they both today?
Well, my first panel that I'm doing, this is all for the Page 23 Literacy Conference. The first one is His and Hers, the Struggle of Superhero Gender Representation, and that is today from 3 to about 4:20. And that one I'll be discussing the evolution of the female superhero via her costuming, so moving away from sex pot more to strike force. And then tomorrow is sort of my baby panel coming from I Love Horror so much, at 1:30 to 2:50. I can't talk now. I'm on the panel Misrepresentation, Lost Female Voices in Pop Culture, where I'm talking about the lack of focus on the final girl in horror slasher films and how we always seem to remember like Freddy and Jason, but we never remember Laurie and Alice and Nancy and Sydney and Sally. And it's really weird because Jason Voorhees isn't even in the first Friday the 13th movie, but we always remember him over Alice. He doesn't make his appearance until 1 hour into part 2, and he doesn't don his hockey mask until part 3.
Nobody even thinks about that.
No, but like we remember him over Alice. It takes him 3 movies to identify himself.
Yeah.
So it's just, it fills me full of feminist rage.
Yeah, no, I hear that. And well, even like I don't know if you see my shirt, but Bride of Frankenstein's my favorite film, and it's named after her, or the potential fiance of Dr. Frankenstein. A little bit to think about there. But she's only in the film for like 5 minutes. That's why you only see like 10 photos, because that's all there is. And I wish there was a film that was her, like all about her. And there's not, and that's okay. But I don't want there to be like a remake all about her. That I no. Sorry, yeah. Sting. Whoever else was in that, Jennifer. One of them, Connolly, I think was in it. No, I mean it was okay. Like Sting, you're great. I like The Police or whatever, but I wasn't really into that the Bride movie is called. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Everybody that's here at Denver Comic Con, be sure to stop by Dan Connor's table. Awesome guy. Great people to talk to. Patricia is awesome as well. Get a sketch. Talk.
Definitely.
Buy some stuff. Get some hot sauce.
Yes. All of the hot sauce.
Row D. I don't know what number you are,
It's
but
it's the Row D, but it's Artist Valley 123. Yeah, you know me. That's what I.
There you go.
Because of that song, but I'm not. Anyway,
well, thanks a lot for
maybe
you guys for
123.
taking the time to chat with us, and hope you have a good rest of your show.
Yeah, I hope you guys do. Also, it's great seeing you. Thanks
Always.
a ton.
Thank you, Dan.
And I can't wait to see this video and use all the photos that you took for like everything. I'm gonna use them all over the place.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Patricia. Awesome.